Davina West here, your stress reduction specialist. And I'm here to talk to you today about a delicate subject and one that I've noticed has not been talked about in the last couple of weeks to any degree that I've seen. And I want to talk about this subject with kindness and loving consideration and compassion for anyone that is dealing with this virus that is affecting so many people. But the subject that's not being spoken about is the subject of death. And it is an eventual reality for all of us, and it's a good possibility for some of us in the very near future. And so I think now that we have the time is the time to do some preparation. Before we have to have those conversations with people that are in distress and in a very sad and grief-stricken time. And it's a time to prepare. So I'm requesting and inviting you to use this time to get a piece of paper or a notebook and list security codes for your cell phone, on your computer, your bank account numbers, and the passcode to get into that, your credit cards, possibly that you have online that you need access to, or someone will need access to. Where are your safe deposit keys? Do you have a will? Let's get back to that in a minute. Let's go back to your cell phone and computer. Here's a perfect opportunity. If you have some pictures that you wouldn't want your mother or your daughter or anyone to see, now's a good time to start dumping those. You've got the time. How about those emails you've sent? Again, you've got the time. Just let go of that stuff and let that space open up for something new and different. Now, maybe you don't want this to have access, anyone to have access, just anyone to have access to this information. So seal it, put it in a safe place. Again, tell someone where that safe place is, so that if you, through some emergency, have to be ambulanced to a hospital and do not return, they will know where to go to find it. I think this is important that we do this and know that this is the kindest thing that we can do to the people that we leave behind. So now, as far as making a will, if you haven't gotten a will, and most people don't think about it because we want to think that we're going to live to be 100, and we put it off and we put it off. And again, this is time that I think we should take to set down our priorities and, if nothing else, do a handwritten will. It must be in pen. Now, you can type it out on the computer to say it the way you want to say it. You can Google it and get all sorts of forms. It's not hard to do. Just make a simple statement that says, I want everybody to divvy this up equally between 4 people, between 6 people that are named below. I mean, it's very simple. The thing with writing a handwritten will is it must be in pen. Again, you can Google all this stuff. It must be in pen. It must be in your own handwriting. There can be no scratch outs. If you have scratch outs, you have to start over. So again, you can start with writing it out on the computer and then writing it out in hand, and then sign it, date it. It does not have to be witnessed if it's handwritten. This may not keep everything from being taken through the court still, but at least for the time being, it gives your loved ones who are left behind an avenue that they can start to make progress after your passing. The other thing, if you want to get specific, you can in this handwritten will. Again, don't get too specific because you can always go back and revise it later after this crisis passes. The next thing I want to talk to you about is possibly looking at how the 12 steps can work in your life, whether you're in a 12-step program or not. No judgment in this part. I just know that people that have gone through the 12-step program say it works. And one of those steps is make amends. Tell people you love them. Do Ho'oponopono if that's something you're familiar with. But say those I love yous. Don't wait until they can't talk to you because you're in the hospital in your home and there's no way of getting in contact with you because you can't have visitors or you can't get in touch with them. Say those things that you've been meaning to say. If you've got a wrong that you want to right, do it now. Don't wait. There's no time. In that particular instance, there is no time to be waiting. Make those phone calls, write those letters, those emails, say the I love yous. Now, I am going to give a plug for my book, which is Become a Master at the Game of Life in Less than 8 minutes per day with Meridian Tapping. There's plenty of scripts in here. And I do have a YouTube channel that you can go and see several different videos that I've just recently uploaded. It's Davina West Stress Reduction on YouTube. And hopefully this has given you something to think about and some opportunity to address these issues with you and your family so that everyone is prepared, whether this happens now or in the future. Thank you for watching, and to your empowerment. Namaste.